What's up guys, Lucca on the go here, and today we're gonna shoot a beer commercial. So we're gonna be shooting here in my room. I'm gonna use this wall for that. I bought a fake background that I'm gonna be using just to kind of fake it that it's a room. We're gonna simulate that we're in a bar or an environment where people would actually drink beer. So the first step will actually to set up our scenario, and I'm gonna show you guys what I bought and what I'm gonna use to create an environment where people would drink beer. This is gonna be a low budget commercial, so anyone can do it at home. I'm gonna talk about the things that I actually had to buy and the things that I already had, but it's pretty easy. Most of the things you already have at home, or if not, it's pretty easy to get one. So let's set up the background. Okay, so we have our background set up and the table too. I know this doesn't look great, but I think it will serve the purpose that we need. So I have my camera here set up on a tripod. It's a Canon SL3 with a 18-55mm lens, and we're gonna use this lens for most of the shooting. So the first thing I'm gonna do is lower the camera kind of to the same level of the table, so it puts more emphasis on the product and not the background, and it gives you a sense of depth, because as it is right now you can see the table doesn't go all the way to the wall. So overall this is a much better shot already, but we're gonna add a few things like lights and stuff like that to make the shot look better. Okay, so I'm using a few different types of lights. The first one being natural light. I'm using the light coming from my balcony to kind of light up the room a little bit. I'm also using a few of my ceiling lights, and those ones next to on top of the background, because they are a little bit warmer and they give a nice tone to the brick wall. Then here on the table I'm using 3 different lights. That one is just a desk light that I have that I'm using as my key light. And one more cool thing I'm gonna be using in this commercial is this spray thing that I'm gonna be using to give it like a condensation look to the can or the bottle and make it look like it was fresh out of the fridge. Okay, so the first shot will be kind of a pan close-up shot of the logo of the beer, and I'm gonna remove the camera from the tripod and do it manually. This is a super difficult shot to do, especially because you're doing it handheld and your hand gets pretty shaky. So I'm gonna transfer to the computer, add to the editing software, and test it with the stabilizer and see if it's something I can work with. One thing to notice is that filming something like this is a lot of trial and error, and I couldn't make this shot look good even with post-production, so I'm just gonna have to go ahead and try again. So this will happen sometimes and it is frustrating, but it is what it is. Okay, so after I finally captured that first shot, you would think that the next shot would be easier, but it's not. It's pretty much the same thing, but instead of capturing just the label, we're gonna capture the whole bottle with the same movement, and let's go. Okay, so now that we captured these 2 introductory shots, the next ones do get easier because we're going to use the tripod. So the third shot, we'll just leave the camera on the tripod, leave it for about 20 seconds, and then I'm going to add a zoom in effect in post-production later. So now that I captured all the shots that I needed of the product, I'm gonna switch and we're gonna start a sequence of me pouring the drink in the cup. So now that we've filmed everything, I'm gonna export all the files to my computer and start editing it. So let's jump into my computer screen. So now that I have my editing software open on my computer, the first thing I'm gonna do is import the files and then select the music and start editing. So now that I have my music selected, downloaded and imported to my project, I'm gonna listen to it and start adding bookmarks to it, so I know more or less when I'm gonna switch between clips. So now that I marked my music, I'm gonna go back to my script where I have the detailed list of all the shots I did, and I'm gonna start importing them to my timeline according to the sequence that they appear in the video. So at this point the video is pretty much edited. There's only two things left that we need to do, which is color grade and then add sound effects. So now that we're done editing, our beer commercial is finally ready, so check it out to see how it looks like. So I will be ending this video here. This was a fun project to work on. I hope you guys have enjoyed this behind the scenes and how I do my videos. Let me know in the comments down below if there's something that you would add or something that you would do different. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lucca on the go. I'll be posting this video there. And I'll see you guys next week.